Sorry about the interruption. Okay, so that's 50. So now we have to find the B value. Let's go ahead and do this. So I'm just going to use the first one. I don't care. I'm going to use the first one. So that's the 0.160. So I'm going to do this. So y equals mx plus b. I'm going to replace the y, the m, and the b. And the x to find b. So 60 equals 50 plus b. Subtract 50. And I'm going to get 10 is equal to b. So I'm trying to figure out where I want to write space-wise. Okay, I did that one in black, so I'm going to come over here. I'm going to do this one in pink, I guess. Y equals, I don't know where the B went. There we go. Y equals 50x plus 10. Okay, so now I have my two equations. Up here it says, what is the difference? That means subtraction. In the cost for the two plans at 18 months. Months is the X value. So I'm going to replace the X value with 18. So when I do that, I'm going to plug it in here. Y equals 35 times 18 plus 40. I replace the X with 18. And when I replace so I get 35 times 18, 630. Plus 40. So this one is going to be $670. Then I'm going to come over to this one and I'm going to replace the X here with 18. 50 times 18, oops, that's 19. That's 900 plus 10. That will get me 910. Okay, so it's asking for the difference. That means I need to subtract these two numbers. So I'm going to take 910 and I'm going to subtract 670. And when I do that, I get $240. So that means $240 is the difference in cost at 18 months. Okay. Over here, it says determine the rate of change of a horizontal line. So if I was to draw, this is the x-axis, the y-axis, and I was to draw this line right here. Okay, what is the rate of the change of a horizontal line? The rate of change is 0. Explain why this rate of change makes sense. Because the graph doesn't change vertically, then there can't be a change in y. Okay, over here it says a recreation center charges $50 to rent the gym for 1 hour and $100 to rent the gym for 3 hours. And remember, we talked about in class that usually a time would go first and then money. So let's do this. So if I have 1 hour, that costs $50. I have 3 hours and that cost $100. If I was to find the slope of this, so 100 minus 50 over 3 minus 1, that would get me 50 over 2, which would get me 25. John says that the price per hour is 50. Okay? Finds John's mistake and assume the relationship is linear and fix it. Okay, so I found the mistake. He did not divide by the 2. Okay. Next, your class is given the real world scenario of a linear function which has a rate of change, so the m value is -3, and the initial value, so that's -10. You wrote the equation as y equals -3x plus -10 to represent the function. Your classmate wrote y equals -3x minus 10. Who is correct? Justify your answer. Well, I'm going to say they are both correct because if you have, if that's not how you spell have, if you have plus -10, it will be -10. Okay. Last but not least, write a real world problem in which you would need to find the rate of change of a linear function. Explain why it would be useful to know the rate of change. John is going home and wants to see what his average rate was at 1 hour. He was 60 miles from where he started. And at 7 hours, he was 540 miles. Okay.